Do we all know the difference between a SaaS solution, something being hosted in the cloud, and a software subscription? Because I just got off of a phone call where the person on the other end clearly didn't recognize there was a difference. She was using these terms all interchangeably, even though they don't mean the same thing. So I am here to deliver this little message of digital literacy to all of you. First up is going to be SaaS, or software as a service. This is going to be a software platform that your users gain access to via a web browser. So think of something like Salesforce. You open up salesforce.com, you log in, and you are delivered the software as a service. The company that is managing that service for you has your solution hosted in a multi-tenant environment in the cloud, which means that multiple customers are hosted on that same instance. Your team is not doing things like managing upgrades and the like, but that also means that you lose your flexibility on when upgrades take place or how you manage the solution because you've handed it off to the company that's managing it as a service. Then there are cloud-hosted solutions, which are really any platform that's hosted in some sort of cloud architecture. This can be a pseudo SaaS environment where you have a hosted solution that's in a cloud that's being managed by somebody else, but your team still dictates things like upgrades and still has to do kind of that system admin support. Or that software platform can be hosted in your own environment of Azure or AWS, you name it within your company, but you have it hosted in that cloud architecture. This is really common for large core platforms that you don't want someone else completely dictating for you. And the last category is software that's purchased as a subscription. That just comes down to how the platform is licensed. And almost every software platform is done in a subscription model now. There used to be a time not that long ago where you could buy a solution and have perpetual licensing where you just paid maintenance on it. But now most companies have moved to a software subscription where you essentially lease the software on a year-to-year basis or maybe have a term of 3 to 5 years. I think where people get confused is that SaaS solutions are always licensed as a subscription, but that subscription also includes the servicing of all of the things. And you may buy a software with a subscription and host it in your own cloud, but you can also buy a software subscription and host it on-premise on your own infrastructure. But the reason that I think it's important to understand the differentiation between each one of these is if you're a buyer of software or trying to figure out what you're getting from a vendor, you need to understand that there's a difference between a cloud-hosted solution or a SaaS solution, and really just knowing to ask another level of question to make sure that you understand exactly what you're getting from a software vendor.